Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Gears of Angles video. Today it's Blood Drive, one of the, in my opinion, best slash worst maps to play King of the Hill on. One of the best because it's very small and it's a lot of action, going on in a very small time window. Like you basically have to be on your toes all the time, even more so than any other map, in my opinion. Yeah, so in these series, if you haven't seen them yet, I am explaining or showing some common angles that I use or that me and my friends use when we're playing together, and in order to get some W's. Right here, we're protecting the back hill in the middle at the buskill or mulcher, and these middle hills are probably the worst hills to defend or attack, just because you have no high ground. You have absolutely no clue where enemies are gonna show up from. This middle hill is another one. I often tell people to not capture it in the beginning and make sure like we kill the enemy team a few times until we have some, actual positioning and we know where they're coming from, so we can hold them back while maybe one or two people capture it. Now remember, King of the Hill is also a game of attrition, guys. You need to be able to just be very intense for a very long time, sometimes 30-40 minutes of constant shooting and constant running around and communicating and stuff. And the better teams are obviously better at this, and they understand this, so they won't try too hard sometimes to capture the hill, because once you run out of juice, mentally and physically trying to play the game, then you're gonna be making lots of mistakes, and that's when lots of good teams strike back and actually take over. So when it comes to these middle hills, guys, just make sure you communicate right, position yourself right. If you take the high ground, then be up at the grenades like you can see here, or somewhere like at the first staircase. That way, if people die at the hill, you can always reinforce, you're not too far away. All in all, it's very difficult to actually, put a proper just have positions that cover all angles, because Blood Drive is such an open map and there's spawns everywhere. You never really know how many people are coming from where and what they're going to be using. So right here I'm showing you guys the top. Now my biggest recommendation is when the hill is on the side, so like this grenade hill right here, or if the spawn the hill is where I am sitting right now, is to always keep the top, and that's literally the most paramount thing you need to do. Not just because it's a great position to cross from, but also because you're blocking the spawn at the burger joint on this side and the furnace spawn on the other side. And blocking spawns is just as important as killing people, believe it or not. It might not reflect that much on your score, but it'll make your life a whole lot easier. And if you guys are trying to rank up and win, these types of things can make the difference between, capping a 60-point hill or losing a 60-point hill just because you weren't in the right position. Right here, you guys can see me covering the back. And all these shady angles, these are very useful if you're using snipers or trying to defend from a sniper, for instance. Because you have to make it so hard for them to shoot you back, but still easy enough for you to keep them at bay. Right here, here's the grenade hill on the furnace side. Even running up here. Now this part is very easy to defend compared to the other side because of that fence I just looked at. You can't wall bounce on that. You can't even take cover. So if people push up on your left hand side here and you rotate to the right and try to keep them at bay, to the other staircase basically, then they have no means of trying to wall bounce towards you. They will have to either strafe or just run straight at your shotgun, instead of on the other side where they can still wall bounce and mess you up that way. Right here, all these angles where I'm shooting through walls and stuff, very important to remember, because if you're not going to use them, or your teammates are not going to use them, then the enemy might use them. And I had a question on my stream before about how to defend or how to attack people that use these spots, and the clear-cut answer is you're gonna have to either die and your teammate's gonna have to kill the person, or you're gonna have to be willing to take a whole lot of risk in order to push the hill. I usually take the second route, which is, you know, take a whole lot of risk and just bombard people with better movement and intensity, as I like to call it, right? Just not let people just sit there infinitely. And if my teammates are running in first and I know that they're going to die, then don't wait until my teammates die. I just run in after them because you never really know what's going to happen with the first person sitting there. Sure, they can kill your teammate very easily, but they can also miss, and that one miss can be crucial for you to take them out. So I tend to just run in and be a juggernaut, I suppose. Here we're back on the ticket machine side, showing some angles that you don't really have to cover at all times, because obviously you're going to be exposed from the left here. You sit up there, but they're good to know if you're like chasing someone off, or the further you push someone back, the closer you might have to be to them to keep them at bay. Especially very aggressive players, they do not like to run. They'd rather die than run. So in order to keep those guys at bay, you might have to chase them up and use like procedural cover, basically. The closer you get to somebody, obviously the more dangerous it gets, but if you know a good angle, like this one for instance, I cannot be crossing the grenades if I'm aiming around the left side of the pillar. But I can cross people that are coming down the steps, and that's very useful because they can't see me do that, right? All in all though, guys, this map is atrocious to communicate on. Unless you have a very dedicated team, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna lose a lot of games against stacked teams, but just learn, right? Just practice. This map's been out for like 10 years now, right? Do not be embarrassed for trying things that people have tried, you know, long before. Don't be embarrassed to fail, because it's just a game at the end of the day. So we're coming up on the end here. This is the sniper hill. Same thing as in the middle hill. I just tell people, look, just kill folks first, get some angles, get the grenades, right? Make sure we know where people spawn, and then capture the hill. Otherwise, you're just gonna get screwed up in the end. So the next video I'm gonna be making is on canals. Let me know, guys. Let me know any feedback you have for me on this video. I know the little mini map is not at the bottom right on this one. I figured, what's the point? It just takes up a bit of screen, and you guys will probably figure out where the hills are anyway. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, share it with your friends, share it with the peeps in the community if you found it useful. And as always, man, click on the screen to subscribe or check out one of my other videos, and stay awesome, all right? Take care of yourself. Peace out. Bye-bye.